everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. In today's matchup, we have a defense that loves to quickly get off the field. The Chiefs are #1 in defensive yards allowed, and they go up against the Raiders, who will need to be sharp on offense. With kickoff straight ahead, let's check in with the two men who will be calling tonight's game as we say hello to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, from one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Tonight we start Week 14 with a great Thursday night matchup between the Oakland Raiders and the Kansas City Chiefs. Charles, the lone setback. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. And certainly a key cog in this offensive wheel is Jeremy Maclin.
You've just got to find ways to get him the ball, whether you put him in the slot or put him out on the perimeter.
Just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. Short yardage situation. Here's Charles. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. So here's Dustin Colquitt now to punt this away for the Chiefs. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. Offensive starters here, Marcel Reese, a force to be reckoned with.
We always talk about giving love to offensive linemen. How about the guys at the position's almost extinct? Fullbacks. Marcel Reese can do it all. Can block, can catch, and then after the catch, he can turn it upfield.
Throwing, Cook. And he'll hit the slant route. That's caught by Cooper. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
It's funny when I go back to our pregame meeting with Amari Cooper, and we mentioned, what if they play man coverage against you? He almost seemed offended by it, didn't he?
I'll beat it. That's basically what it said, right?
I mean, the best receivers we've ever talked to and covered, when you talk about covering them with one guy, they think that's a personal affront. If they feel like if they can't just beat one defender, then they're not very good.
And here's a look at the defensive unit that hopes to halt this offense today. On 2nd down, it's Jones. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Now Cook. And that's complete to Walford. And he's got the 1st down yardage before being taken down at midfield. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
And fit's the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run.
So Amari Cooper out of Northwestern High School in Miami making a nice play there.
And it's so funny that when I was going through the draft process when he came out of Alabama and was inquiring about him and his skills, they say it all began back in Miami. He really became a pro receiver at a young age because of his attention to detail and precision. But don't forget his athletic ability. That's what made that catch there.
He did spend 1 year with Teddy Bridgewater as his quarterback there, so that helped back in high school.
And that run was what a lot of people call an explosive run. Gave them good yardage, solid yardage. They feel good about the whole thing, and they did it behind a 2 tight end set. It's always interesting to watch what offenses want to do with the 2 tight ends. Sometimes they line them up together for a power set. Sometimes they put one on each side of the line of scrimmage to balance things out. No matter what, though, when you see...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The 5-time Pro Bowler, Tom Bahali, in from his linebacker spot. He's able to drop it for a loss of about 10. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And this is caught. It's Cooper. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. It'll be a gain of 15 on the play. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-armed guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down. So now on 4th down, the Raiders will turn it over to the left foot of Sebastian Janikowski. Now the holder's going to keep it. He's going to try to run for it. They're not going to get it. They try to move the chains with a surprise, but it's a turnover on downs. The Chiefs offense now making their way back onto the field. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
Back now with Charles.